since we had trouble with the first one. But we're going to talk about the proportional parts conjecture. And what that states is that if two triangles are similar, then the lengths of the corresponding altitudes and medians, okay, and angle bisectors are proportional to the lengths of the corresponding sides. So basically what this means is that if you have an altitude, a median, or an angle bisector, that also works with the proportions. Okay, and you're going to see that in a few of the examples today. Okay, and then the next one is the angle bisector opposite side conjecture, which states a bisector of an angle in a triangle divides the opposite side into two segments whose lengths are in the same ratio as the lengths of the two sides forming the angle. Okay. So a bisector of an angle in a triangle divides the opposite side into two segments whose lengths are in the same ratio as the lengths of the two sides forming the angle. And so once again, we're going to go ahead and look at that in an example. I think it'll make a lot more sense when we look at two examples dealing with triangles, and I think you'll find it's fairly easy. Okay, so I'll go ahead and let some of you get that down, and then we'll move on to the next one.
Can we go back?
Okay. Did you come watch last night? Okay, are we ready? Yeah, we'll go back for those of you that don't quite have it down. So let's go ahead and look at this example here. So now if we look at what we're given in the problem, and so this is what you're going to want to start with right away. You're going to want to start with that similarity statement because that's going to tell you what sides are in proportion to what side. And so if you notice it says triangle SKI is similar to triangle JMP. So what that means is that side SK is similar to what side? JM. Now for those of you wondering how you can get that, look at the letters. Okay? SK are your first two letters here. JM are your first two letters here. So that tells you what sides are in proportion. Let's go ahead and look at the next one. What is IK similar to? Or KI similar to? MP. So I know that those are buddies. Those are partners. Okay? The 8 and the 24. All right? Nothing wrong with being buddies. So I know that I've got 8 over 24 here. Okay? That's my proportional statement. So let's see, 8 over 24, what do you think the rest of that proportion is going to be?
16 over X.
What's it going to be?
X over 16.
X over 16. The reason why it's got to be that way is because the 8 and the X are in the same triangle, so they need to be on the top. The 24 and the 6 are in the same triangle, or 24 and the 16, oops, forgot, it's a 16. Okay, so they need to be on the bottom. So now I cross multiply. So let's start. What is 8 times 16? 8 times 16, 128, good. And that's going to equal, on the other diagonal, 24 times x. How do you solve that for x? Divide by 24. So what does x equal? What does x equal?
3.
What? 5.3, good. So there you go. X is 5.3. Yes, you can get decimals, and that doesn't mean you're wrong. So let's look at another one. By the way, are there any questions over that? Okay, so let's look at this next statement. This one's a little different because there's no similarity statement, and so we need to kind of look. And what we're given here is we're given an angle bisector. Okay, we know that's an angle bisector through the middle because it cuts the angle into two congruent parts. So this is what we're referring to. This is an angle bisector right here. So, let's think about things. If this is x right here,
That's going to be
what is this gotta be?
It's going to be x.
8 minus x.
8 minus
8
x.
minus x.
Okay. 8 minus x, because those two have to total to be 8. And so the only way to do that is to take 8 minus x. So now let's go ahead and write proportion. Does somebody know what a proportion would be in that triangle so that I could find x? 15 over 12, okay, I'll take that, equals what?
8 minus x.
8 minus x over x, good. Now for those of you that didn't get this, okay, we've got 15 over on this side, and I know that that is going to be over 12. So then why do I use the 8 minus x first? Because that's on the same side as the 15. Okay, so I've got 8 minus x there, divided by x here. So cross multiply. What I need to do here is I need to go ahead and take 15 times x, which is 15x. Here, you've got to distribute the 12 to the 8 minus x. Okay, so let's go ahead and distribute the 12 here and here. So what is 12 times 8? 96 minus 12x. So to solve that, what do I end up doing? Add 12x to both sides, good. So when I add 12x over here, I end up getting 27x to equal 96. So now what do? Divide by 27, very good. And so what does x equal? What'd you say? 3.6, good call. So there you go, so x is 3.6. Any questions over writing proportions? Okay, your assignment then is going to be found on page 605 through 606. So I want you to go ahead and get your book out and let's look at those together before we let you go. On pages 605 through 606. Your assignment is to do 1 through 10. So it looks like you can draw those. If you have questions, remember you'll be able to ask those hopefully and get those taken care of. Okay. So remember I'm going to be gone Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So anyway, those of you that are on the band trip, you're going to need to make sure you get all your assignments done and ready to hand in Monday. Okay.